Max Wardell here from the Overhead Athletic Institute and Health Plus Physical Therapy. Today we're going to go over one of the most important components for athletes, which is core stability and mobility. We're going to go over 3 different exercises that you can implement to improve your core mobility and your mobility through the thoracic spine, as well as the stability and strength throughout that entire range of motion. So we're going to go over 3, like I said, in various positions, various planes. You're not going to want to miss any of them. Okay, our first exercise here in this 3-part series is going to be a rotational chop from a split stance position with protraction and rotation through the core. So we use split stances, we use large stances, we use single leg stances because they're closer to position to be at during sports. You're rarely in a bilateral squat position like you'll see, barbell squat. You're rarely in positions like this when you play. So, like I said, split stance is very, very important. And I'm going to go right into my split stance, straight front leg. I'm standing up. I can also do a variation with more hamstring extension here. So I'm standing up, arms protracted out in front. I'm going to be chopping down to the right with my right leg forward, keeping my hands right in front of midline. So the motion happens through my chest. I don't do it through my hips, and I definitely don't do it through my arms. Not accomplishing what we need to accomplish with this exercise. So, arms out in front, I'm going to rotate through my chest, hold at the end, hold, trying to go farther and farther. But I'm not doing this. Doing that. So, that's exercise number 1. Number 2 is going to be a little bit different position. You're not going to want to miss that. Okay guys, so I'm down on the ground for number 2 here. This is a common exercise, but there's some things we need to make sure we're doing when we're doing this exercise. So we're going to go down on all fours. We're going to let ourselves rock back as far as we can. We can even put our feet down. So we rock back as far as we can. And we can do this with internal and external rotation. I'll show both. So first I'll have external rotation, and I'll start here, and I'll rotate as far as I can through my chest, but I've got to make sure I'm pushing my butt backwards and I'm staying low to the ground. So I'm rotating as far as I possibly can, trying to increase the excursion of my tissues. And I'll go back, go, hold. Shouldn't be easy at all. If it's easy, you're doing it wrong. And then you can do it with internal rotation of the shoulder. And I'll do the exact same thing. Probably won't get as far. Keep the shoulder down and back. Push your butt backwards. Don't deviate one way or the other. Do your best to maintain a center of mass. And hold. So you want to rotate as far as you possibly can on that one. And incorporate both internal and external rotation. You want to do it bilaterally, so you want to do both sides. Shouldn't be easy. You should feel it in your core, you should feel it in your back, muscles around your shoulder blade. All right, so our final one here is going to be a rotational excursion exercise to open space. So this one can be more difficult because you have to use your gluteal strength to keep yourself from doing that or doing that. So use your glutes. Maintain a posterior pelvic tilt. So a posterior pelvic tilt, if you haven't seen it, you're going to want to check out our video on it, which we did in the past. But you're going to be tucking your butt under, tightening your core. So we don't want any movement through that lumbar spine on this. This should all come through the thoracic spine. So posterior pelvic tilt, tighten up your butt muscles, reach out in front just like we did on the first one. And now I'm going to rotate as far as I can to the right, keeping my hands facing each other and right in front of my sternum. Holding at the end, coming back to midline and going back again. Now you'll see when you do it, you really have to focus on that right glute when you go the right way. Otherwise you'll end up deviating like that. We want to tighten up and create stability everywhere, and then create the excursion through our thoracic spine, because we want to teach ourselves to be able to rotate further through there. So extremely important to maintain that stability and rotate as far as you can. And if you only get to here, that's fine. We want to improve it over time. That's the most important thing.
So that's exercise number 3. If you stayed with us through this whole video, appreciate it. You're going to want to check out some of our other ones. We have ones on hip strengthening. We have different ones on core strengthening, so you're not going to want to miss those. I'm going to link a couple at the end of this video for you guys. And if you're new to our channel, make sure to subscribe.